Am I allowed to ask you as a woman?
I don't understand you.
Okay, because just you are very famous about your speech in the European Parliament, which was partly against women, and therefore I asked whether you are willing to answer questions of a woman.
But why not? Majority of my life is with women.
So women just shouldn't sit in the European Parliament, but they can be journalists.
No, why?
So they can sit in the European Parliament too.
Admirer of the late Margaret Thatcher. So why don't you think that they should not be in the European Parliament?
Poland is led by a woman. Do you think that Mrs. Szydło is a good prime minister?
No, she is not leading the country. It is Mr. Kaczyński who is leading the country.
Why? But Mrs. Szydło is the prime minister.
Oh yes, but she is only a shield. It is not a real power. If she had a qualification, it happens. For example, there is plenty of women who play better chess than I do. So, of course, if she had a qualification, she has no.
And what about Angela Merkel?
Oh, I don't like her, but she is a politician, yeah. But I don't like her, not because she is a woman, but because I don't like her ideas. And in my opinion, she is just a communist too. She is a daughter of a very leftist pastor who left the Western Germany to go to the communist country, and she holds a very leftist views. And she was supported in her way to the summit. She was supported by the agent of Stasi all the way. So I think she's also an agent of Stasi.
But now she's leading a Christian party.
Oh, yeah. Van Rompuy, he is a communist, but he was also a Christian Democrat. They are pretending to.
Okay, then let's speak about your party a bit. As far as I know, your party is a monarchist party, so you want to introduce the king.
No. We have monarchists and republicans, but not democrats. We can live in a republic, but we cannot live in democracy.
How do you mean that?
Well, you can vote to choose a person for a post, but you cannot vote to establish a law. The laws cannot be established by majority because majority is stupid. There is more stupid people than intelligent ones.
So I just vote for a leader and then he would make the laws alone?
No, I personally, I am a monarchist. You have a problems. How to avoid the influence in the elections. The only method to avoid the foreign influence is a hereditary monarchy.
So do you think that the Russians have influence to the Polish elections too? So because Kaczynski is here because of the Russians?
No, absolutely no. He's strongly anti-Russian. He's fiercely anti-Russian.
So the Russians were not very successful in this?
No, but Americans were.
So he is the representative of the Americans rather than of the Russians?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So who would be the perfect king for Poland?
I don't know. Only the God knows.
How can you imagine your political future? Would you run further to the European Parliament as a representative, or would you try to get into the same in the next elections?
I try to get into the same.
How good are your chances? As far as I know, you had less than 5% last election.
But let's see what will happen, because people begin to more and more disappointed with Law and Justice Party. And well, they are pretending to be a rightist party. They are communists, in fact, but they are pretending to be the right. If the people disclose that they are the communists, so perhaps they change their views.
What is your opinion about Viktor Orban, the Hungarian Prime Minister?
I don't. No, I know Mr. Orban. I spoke to him in Brussels, but he has one very good future. He shows the world that one can be anti-unionist and survive.
But he is a friend of the Russians and Putin.
I am nothing against Mr. Putin. I like Mr. Putin. I think he's a very good leader of Russia. Moreover, I think that the present situation, Russia is a natural ally of Poland against Germany and Ukraine, because you know Russia was our arch enemy when he was bordering Poland. Now, Russia is not bordering Poland, it's Ukraine who is bordering Poland, and our natural enemy is Ukraine, of course. It is Ukraine who demands Polish territories, not Russia. It's not officially the state, but it is a small part of 15% of the Ukrainians, but for NSDAP was voting only 2% 3 years before Hitler got to power, so everything can be changed.
When it is about Germany, now the Polish government tries to get some comparisons for the World War.
They are idiots.
Idiots, why?
They are idiots. Of course, there is no chance, there is no reason, there is no moral ground for it. It is a bit too late. I think that there was the Swedish flood in 18th century. We should begin with Sweden. It is much easier to get money.
But then with Russia too.
Russia too, yes, of course. No, they are crazy. I don't want to talk about these idiots.
Last question. If we have already spoken about kingdom and about Hungary, and of course in the Hungarian and Polish history there were a period when we had a common king, and it was a union between the two countries with a common king.
There were several common kings. Louis Hungarian, there was Batar, István Batar. Batory, yeah. You are Hungarian radio? Yes. In Hungarian it is István Batar.
Batory.
Batory?
But could you imagine that if Orbán would be the Hungarian king and it would be he would be the common king of Poland and Hungary? Would it go?
Yeah, of course. Why not?